name is Claire Hackett and I live in Dungannon in County Tyrone, which is in rural Northern Ireland. At the minute, I work part-time in community development, so I'm really lucky to work for an amazing organisation based on the beautiful southern shores of Lough Neagh. And what we do is deliver funded projects to help support our local rural community there. And I love my job, but it wasn't where I thought I would end up. I was a solicitor. Now, it never really felt like the right fit for me, but I didn't know what was. But all that changed when I became a parent. And having children just really changed me. It helped me see who I really was and what my passions were. And I was really passionate about pregnancy, birth, early parenthood and breastfeeding. And I went on to volunteer with some local parenting charities and to train as a breastfeeding peer support worker with our local trust. And I really loved the support that parents really came together to give each other. We all got something from it. And also it was an important way to share information. And I actually went on to train as a doula, which is not a medical professional, but somebody who can help expectant parents and new parents navigate all that information that's out there and to make informed choices. And through this, I came to see how these informed choices are not always respected or able to be followed through. And that led me down a path of activism. So a few years back, actually, I started a wee blog called Mummy McMumface, partly to have a bit of crack, to share the funny bits, the highs and the lows of parenting, and sort of to let other people know that it wasn't all Pinterest perfect out there. But I also like to use it to share information and to start conversations about topics that we really need to be discussing but don't tend to. Things like our mental health, things like our postnatal pelvic floors and incontinence. And last year I helped to organise a campaign around the restrictions to maternity services that had been implemented during the pandemic. Definitely being a woman does bring challenges with it. I mentioned before how having children completely changed my life. And I mean, one way that it did is that I am now 10 years into being a mother and I have not yet returned to full-time work. Childcare is prohibitively expensive. And the thing is, childcare providers have to earn a living too. So where's the middle ground there on it? I don't know. All I know is that it definitely is a barrier to women participating in not just paid employment, but also in wider society. I mentioned that I did some volunteering with charities, and I also co-chair the Maternity Services Liaison Committee for the Southern Trust, and do other bits of voluntary things around services that support women. And it's worth noting, I think, that these services are so often propped up by women who provide their time for free. I'm not so sure that if there were men's services that were lacking, that it would just be deemed acceptable for men to be giving of their time so freely to support these. I'm a bit of a feminist. But I do think that's a barrier because I have really enjoyed my volunteering. I get so much, it feeds my soul, but unfortunately it doesn't feed my children. I still have to put food on the table, I have to pay the bills, and I think that can be a barrier as well. Trying to start your own business requires a lot of time, and if you don't have that support around you, can you do it? I'm not so sure. Also, I think within Northern Ireland, our politics of division here also provides a bit of a barrier. Something that hopefully we'll see changing in the coming years. I think there is an appetite for change now, and actually, I think women are the key players in this change. So over the years, through becoming a parent, supporting other parents, and my jobs, both paid and unpaid, the value of that peer support and that lived experience that we share, that can be a source of comfort and reassurance, it has just been invaluable. And last year, I decided that I wanted a bit of help to try and drive my doula business, and I took part in a program with Dungannon Enterprise Centre called Inspire to Innovate. And the peer support there was just incredible. It was, and it was quite a year too when that peer support really came into its own. It was small things like when you share a post on social media and all the other women would rally round and share it on and try and get you that bit of traction. It was when you were having a bad day, having them there to either help lift you up or to just share and having a good old moan with you. And when it's other people who share similar experiences, and I think women face a lot of similar barriers, so we have a lot of things in common no matter what our business or what we're trying to do. And to have that sort of safe space to share was just incredible, and particularly once the pandemic hit. We went from meeting in person to meeting online, and having that weekly catch up was, honestly, it was just an anchor in a very turbulent and crazy year. And I don't think we can underestimate that importance of peer support and shared lived experience.